right, welcome back. It is Wednesday. Was on the trainer this morning, had a nice little hour and a half threshold session on the bike, and now we're hitting that afternoon leg workout. You know, I have this love-hate relationship with legs. It's probably the hardest muscle group to really, get psyched about, because when you're doing it right, it's going to be brutal, right? But you got to do it right in order to make them grow. And I look at my legs, and it's like I got to grow the outer sweep of my quad. The inner, that VMO, that teardrop is definitely developed, especially from cycling. But I've always just wanted that massive outer sweep, right? So, gonna play around with the foot placement today in the squat rack. Do some narrow exercises with the foot placement. So we'll see how that feels. So what I typically like to do for legs is I gotta warm up, right? I gotta warm up on a Stairmaster or a treadmill, something like that, right? Then I'll go to a leg extension machine, and I'll do that 3 to 4 reps, or 3 to 4 sets rather, and higher reps, right? 25, 30, just to get the blood in there, get the knees ready to do some work, and just pretty much tell my legs, hey guys, we're about to smash some weight. Then for me, it's rolling right into squats. I got to use the Smith machine. Got some issues with my back. It helps me kind of stay in there. And I know, send the hate mail, whatever. I like to do the Smith machine. Then we'll go into leg press. Right, I'll leg press 4 sets, and I'll keep the weight relatively heavy, but I'll that 12 to 15 rep mark is what I like to do with those leg presses. Same for squats. It's really form for squats. From there, I'll go into hack squats. A lot of squats, right? Noticing a trend right into hack squats, and that I'll do 8 to 10, but really focus on that form. Then I like to go in and work on, I call it the sexy muscles. I'll do the leg extensions, but I'll do higher reps. What I like to do though is 20 reps, 4 sets, and that was a bump. I like to sit there and hold the 5th rep out of the 20, right? So slow and controlled for the 5, hold the 5th one for a couple seconds, do the same thing for the next 5, and repeat all the way up until I get to 20 reps. Rest and reset. Then the lying ham curls. That's my jam. I like that one. The hamstrings are the bicep of the leg, so gotta work those suckers out. Gotta make those nice and beefy. Then of course you cannot forget your calf raises. Super important, very important staple. Those I'm trying to grow and make up for the lack of not training them over the years. So I've actually been hitting them 4 times a week. You can call it overtraining, call it whatever you want. That's what I'm doing. Never get in too much calf. You use them every day, right? You walk, you use them every day. So I got to train them under load. Then, absolutely cannot forget about your cardio. So after I roll through all of those, smash the calves to where it feels like I'm not going to be able to walk tomorrow, get a good pump, Remember, it's all about the pump. You got to have the pump, man. And when you pump the legs, so good. 30 minutes of cardio, and we will call it good. Where I'm going today, they really don't like to allow filming inside the gym, so we're going to respect that. That's why I walked you through what I'll be doing, and we'll talk about it after. See how it went. But yeah, excited to hit legs. We'll get it. All right. Well, that was fun. As all workouts are. But yeah, it was good. You know, it's I have issues with my knee, right? My left knee in particular. I dislocated my kneecap in that probably about 15 years ago now, and it's always kind of bothered me a little bit doing squats. You know, I take a supplement that's actually helped it pretty good, but it just bothers me when I get underneath the bar. And I went to do a close stance squat, and you know, I got too clean, you know, getting the ass down, but that third one just, I could feel it right underneath the kneecap, right? So, you know, I ended up finishing that set. I mean, as we all do, right? Then went ahead and rolled into shoulder width with a little canter on the feet, and actually felt it in the outside of the quads, so that was good. Workout felt really, really solid. Definitely, you know, there's something about legs that just absolutely smokes you, right? And you know, it requires so much energy, so much muscle that you're just drenched. So normally after a workout, I'll just pound a protein shake. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna go home and smash a bowl of cereal also to put some carbs into the system, right? I gotta replenish that. I can definitely feel that it taxed me big time, right? And you know, you gotta fuel the work, and more importantly, you got to, you know, you got to put gas in the tank, right? Because, you know, for me, going to the gym, hitting the workouts and everything, you know, and especially because I'm an endurance athlete, in the morning, you know, I'm burning 1,000, 1,500 calories by 7 o'clock in the morning, you know, and then going to the gym and following a traditional bodybuilding style 5-day a week, smashing the muscle group workout, it requires a lot. So, you know, it definitely been up in the calories. You know, I had before I went into the gym, I had my typical, you know, ground turkey and rice. I put about 2 tablespoons of honey on top of that. A little simple carb, complex carb, and some protein in there. But it definitely fuels the pump, right? Legs feel nice and tight, little veinage happening. So that's all good, right? But yeah, it's interesting when you go into the gym and, you know, people are in there for an extended amount of time. It's like, I like to get in, get it done, minimum rest, you know, 60 to 90 seconds of rest, roll on out and get right into recovery, right? But I see so many people, they sit there, they're on their phones, they're going through everything, and just like, and I get it, hey, mad respect, you're in the gym, right? Like you're killing it for the fact that you're already in there, but man, you can get a lot done and see some good results if you just take that time that you're scrolling on the gram or whatever it is, and put it into your workout. Put that effort into your workout, right? The gram and the X and the Facebook and all that, the TikTok, it can wait. It's I look at the gym like a job, right? Not a job that you hate, but like a job that you go in, you clock in, and it's time to work, right? You don't want to have your boss sitting there seeing you screwing around at the water cooler talking when you got a deadline to hit. Now look at it that way, right? You go into the gym, it's time to clock in, because your body's only so efficient for so long, especially if you're doing multiple things throughout the day, right? And doing a workout over the course of 2 hours, that could take you 60 minutes, maybe an hour 15. Then you don't even do your cardio. I mean, you gotta do your cardio. But it takes you so long to do that you're just kind of going through the motions and just not really maximizing it to your full potential, right? But for me, it's a job. It's a job I love, but you got to go in, you got to clock in, you got to treat it like a job, right? You got to treat it like you got to hit a deadline. You know what I mean? Just get in, get after it. But it's back to the legs. It's something I gotta figure out some movements or something, some way around my knee. If you have any ideas, I'd love to hear, right? And my whole injury was the dislocated kneecap, partially torn meniscus, ACL and MCL, partial tears. So it's always been a little tight, It's always showed up and knocked on the door to give me a little bit of trouble. But if you have any workarounds for the knee, that would be good, But what's nice about it, right? You look at the bright side. What's nice about it is I actually get to check the ego, because if I don't check the ego will blow the knee out. At least it's what it feels like. So my weight drops down significantly, and I'm able to really focus on form, really focus on the movements, the muscle, to make sure I really don't jack up the knee, because that would not help the gains in the gym. It definitely would make it a little bit harder to get some results if the knee was all jacked up and put me out for a little bit. But yeah, that what's interesting is a lot of times with endurance athletes, or people that do endurance sports, they stay away from the gym because they don't want to gain muscle. I look at it like, yeah, riding a bike and doing endurance sports is fun, but if you do it just with some muscle, right? Because you got to be able to move some shit around the house. You got to be able to take care of the house. You got to be able to take care of the family. You got to be able to do that. And a lot of these people, they're just so concerned about being the lightest they possibly can. It just doesn't make sense, at least in my head, right? But hey, to each your own. I know a lot of great people out there that can fly up the hill fast, but what's interesting is we get caught up in this, I don't know, this mindset or this culture of, you know, I gotta look a certain way or be a certain way. You know, it's like these rules we gotta follow, you know, and I don't like following rules. I like writing my own book. And that's what we're doing here. So legs are done. Sorry about not getting the workout, but we gotta respect the fact that they did not want filming in there. But we will keep the content coming, and we'll get through this thing. Time to go eat.